Here's what Sam Harris had to say on Hunter Biden in a very telling interview.
I mean, Hunter Biden, at that point, Hunter Biden literally could have had corpses of children in his basement. I would not have cared, right? It's like, there's nothing. First of all, it's Hunter Biden, right? It's not Joe Biden. But even if whatever scope of Joe Biden's corruption is, like if we could just go down that rabbit hole endlessly and understand that he's getting kickbacks from Hunter Biden's deals in Ukraine or wherever else, right? Or China. It is infinitesimal compared to the corruption we know Trump is involved in.
Wait for that long list of corruption.
Firefly to the sun.
Right? That really pissed me off more than anything else that he said. I mean, that didn't piss me more than, I guess, saying that there could be dead bodies in Hunter Biden's basement, and somehow that's okay because
that's oddly specific too. I would say that's oddly specific.
It really is, considering the fact that Hunter Biden was pictured with arguably underage prostitutes. But that even more so pissed me off because that's just theorizing, whatever. It's how he feels. But that whole shit about the demonstrable, how we know the litany of Trump offenses and corruption. Yeah, like you said, show me fucking where.
Well, he goes on.
I haven't seen one thing come out, and they're prosecuting the fuck out of him. They're looking to do everything. Where? Because we know the Biden shit, it's on fucking emails on Hunter's laptop.
Right. He goes on to say, well, actually, let's just play it instead of
it doesn't even stack up against Trump University.
That's it. Like that's basically all he says. Like with all the rumors and everything, I think that I don't think Sam Harris is stupid. I think his brain is broken right now, but I think he's a pretty smart dude. And I feel like right here when he brings up Trump University, which is the thing that nobody's been talking about since before Donald Trump was president, basically. It's old news, and yes, it was shady and stupid, but the fact that that's the thing you bring up with all these other obvious, flagrant conspiracies that dead children in a basement would be infinitesimal to, Trump University, that's your smoking gun? All right. Yeah. So
it's just ridiculous. And also, I would argue that, Trump University, whatever, it's a scam, pretending to be education, fine. What else is,
most
Sam
colleges.
Harris, how do you make your money, Sam Harris?
Right.
Arguably pushing some sort of education that half the population would say is a complete scam because they don't believe in atheism.
Right.
And yet that's your big thing. Atheism and anti-Muslimism and whatever it might be. Okay. You're also preaching bullshit and getting paid for it, dude.
Right.
You are Trump University.
Absolutely. And he goes on to talk about, we don't have to play it all because we've got a lot to get to, but he goes on to talk about how there was, even if there was corruption in the election system, it might be worth it. It might be worth it for people to conspire to overturn certain things, as long as it's valuable. It sounds exactly like what Hillary Clinton was doing during the 2016 election. Sounds or whatever.
Well, and also, look, he'll be a guy that'll tell you, again, going back to Jen, and I hate this is making me sound like a Trump apologist,
right,
which I'm not, but you got to play devil's advocate here. He's talking about, it's worth it to get Joe Biden, a principled man, in, right? It's worth it if his son's a murderer. Well, the people who were there January 6th, who thought legitimately the election was stolen and Donald Trump had been, their rights as voting Americans had been taken away in an election coup, they also thought that they were doing the right thing.
Right.
And they were willing to go and fight for that because they thought morally it was justified to defend democracy. Right. How could people be this ignorant and hypocritical and have no concept that they're fucking literally doing the same thing as the people they hate every time?
Yeah, it's every 4 years now we're going to have this where one side says the other side faked an election and just back and forth. But the difference is that when Hillary Clinton was screaming about Donald Trump not fairly winning the 2016 election, nobody was calling for this. No, yep. I don't know. I don't remember hearing anybody saying, well, maybe Donald Trump did rig that, and but it would be justified to make sure that Hillary Clinton didn't get in there. I mean, that would make more sense to me to say, but nobody was saying that.